how they blossom. They say, you know, there's a God who cares about the details. There's a God who would do more than we can expect, ask or expect. I give the woman some credit. She didn't back away. Many of us do. When we face something too painful, do we revert back to our old ways when the Spirit is clearly prompting us to look at it, examine it, and bring it to Him? Painful, uncomfortable place to be. Verse 19 and 20 says, he reflects on some of the woman's discomfort. She tried to change the subject. Sir, the woman said, I can see that you're a prophet. When God catches us in the blinding light of His power and presence, we often try to squirm and avoid the subject and run away. We don't like being there, but our shepherd is relentless. Jesus doesn't give up on you. Once you invite Him to address an area, He's not content until you begin to look like Him. How does He do it? It's an invitation to enter His presence, verses 21 and 26. Jesus invited her to see Him for who He really is. Why? He invited her to give up the inferior things, things that won't really satisfy. Why? In order to get the best out of her, you have to give up the rest. In order to get the best, you have to give up the rest. We have to make a choice. Every single time, we have to make a choice between God and the world. You say, God, what do I do? God says, choose me. What's the purpose of church as we meet together? Is to encourage you, to motivate you, to say, choose Him. He's above all. He's always there. How do we choose Him? We make choices in our daily life. Choices that nobody else can see. Choices like that woman, that widow that came and put a mite. One single mite. Nobody else saw. Jesus saw. The one who mattered saw. Making choices like that. Nobody else is going to give you an applause, or nobody else is going to give you a medal or a cup or anything. All they're saying is, do it because you love God. When you do it out of your sincere heart, you can see those small changes. It changes you. In the book of Job, it says, all the good things you do doesn't add more to God. God is not benefited by you doing many good things. You know who is benefited? We are. It's like the good things we do, it's like, is God going to say, wow, I got more riches? No, it all belongs to Him anyway. But the riches, the things we do benefits us. It changes who we are. Slowly but surely, you make those choices. You move over to the last table. See, God says, when you go there someplace, don't go sit right up front, sit in the back. Not for the church folks. You can come front. But He says, when you're invited to a party, don't go sit up front. Sit in the back. And that's what He says, that the last shall be first. Be humble. And as you apply this principle every single time in life, it changes who you are on the inside. There used to be a time when, out of seminary, we were all bright, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We want to go out there and get things done. We want to save the world right away. And we want to do all kinds of things, but we were filled with pride. We're at church, the guy comes into it and says, what do we do here? I don't know, this is not the place I want to be. This is the place you're going to be. But God, I'm a graduate. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Here you are. God says, this is where I want you to start. You want to minister? Minister to that one person. It's like having a big banquet. I had this restaurant that I was running, and for New Year's Eve, we had this great big banquet prepared. And this one guy I didn't want to talk to at all. And that banquet, that New Year, seemed to be that nobody showed up but this one guy. I was going, this is not funny. This is not funny at all. What are we doing here? And then one guy says, you guys have a great banquet, huh? Yeah, but not for you. No. He didn't say that, I was thinking that. But he came in and we sat down, we talked. That day, the only ministry God had for me for that New Year was just to sit down and talk to this person, find out what it is that's going on in his life. Because I had plenty of time. All the work was done. We're good to go. What do we do now? Well, we'll sit and talk. Enjoy all the food you have, James, but sit and talk to this person because this is what I want you to do. Well, amen. I said, so how are you doing? And sure enough, he pours out his life. Not today. So many other things to do. But it was that day. God had a plan. Every single time, I say, and God changed who I was. Slowly, He will change you too. Every single time you apply the principles of God. It's nothing flashy. It's nothing great. It's nothing like the world says. It's not the American Idol. But it changes you little by little. You don't want to be all that. You say, God, I'm happy serving You. And Jesus, I love the way the Bible tells us about how He went about it. There's one father who was approached by his little kid saying, Dad, can I take your car out to drive? Dad said, well, first get all your homework done. Kid goes and gets his homework done. And then he says, go cut your hair, and I'll let you drive my car around. He says, Jesus didn't cut his hair, He had long hair. His father says, but Jesus walked everywhere. I love the way He was simple. He walked everywhere. He walked and preached and ministered. There was nothing flashy, but every word He spoke stands through the rest of time. He says, behold, and behold. He says, thou shalt be healed. We still hang on to those words, thou shalt be healed. His love is eternal. What was He wanting for her? If you see in verses 21 through 24, He was wanting true worship. God is our Father. Let's look at just one of those passages in John that gives us a glimpse of Jesus' relationship with the Father. In John chapter 5, verses 19 to 23. John chapter 5. Ministry flows from watching God work. The Father loves us. He wants us to see what He's doing. The Father and Son, the work mirror each other. The Father gives His Son work that He could do, but defers to them. The Father does this so that the Son may receive glory, just as the Father does. Verse 23. You see, Jesus is inviting us into this relationship with God where we share His work, His intimacy, His glory. It's hard to imagine with this invitation that anyone would turn away from it. But you know what? People do. And she does too. Jesus responds, I am. He responded, I am, even during Martha's question. What do we do? I know people will resurrect, will be raised on the third day. He says, no, I am the resurrection. To you this morning, He says, I am faithful and true. I am the lover of your soul. And therefore, He tells you today, I am compassionate and merciful. And I want you to remember that He's slow to anger. The Good Shepherd will lay down His life. You say, I'm so lonely, God, I don't know what to do. Jesus declares, I am closer than a brother. And if you're forsaken, He says, I'm the one who will never leave you. If you're hurting, He says,